Hiya, so it's my BookTube anniversary this week and I decided to do a BookTube Shoutouts because the community is actually so supportive. I'm so surprised at that, how supportive the BookTube community is. So I'm like, right, well it's time for me to give some love back to the people. I know that some people are like, oh, you shouldn't give shoutouts to people who have less subscribers than you. I think that's a silly notion because I'm like, well, I love lots of people who have more subscribers than me, but they're still small YouTubers. They still only have like 1,000, 2,000 subscribers. Not that only 2,000 subscribers is a small number, but you know, it's not like huge in the sense of the YouTube world, you know what I'm saying. First shout out I want to give is to Gabby Puffs because I am absolutely obsessed with that woman. Like, I know that I shouldn't just go straight to her appearance, but her blue hair even is just iconic. Like, she is a feminist icon if I have ever seen one. Like, I can't even think of a better word than iconic because I'm just like, damn girl. Gabby loves media. Like, I've never seen someone on Twitter post about going to the cinema as much as Gabby. So I was really delighted when she started her monthly media series where basically she like, I know this is supposed to be BookTuber Shoutouts, she is a booktuber, but she does this series where she talks about all the media that she's consumed over the month. So television, series, films, all that kind of stuff. And also obviously she talks about books too, but you know, I've never seen someone so passionate for all different forms of media, whether it's books or films. I'm just like, I am obsessed with that girl. Gabby is so chill on camera and she's just like, yeah, this is me, this is my life. I'm just like, how do you become that natural on camera? The thing that really surprised me though is because I only learned to be a critical thinker in the past like year or something, so to hear her talk critically and engage critically with like films and books and be able to say more than, oh yeah, I like this book is good. It has me like, how did she learn to do that? Like, where did she get her brains? Because I don't know. Holly is another feminist booktuber that I'm just kind of obsessed with. Like, whenever I think of her, I think of Am I Normal Yet by Holly Bourne because she is just kind of in love with that series, and I do not blame her. Like, I read Am I Normal Yet and I was just kind of like, oh my god, I love this, why is nobody talking about this? Or maybe they were talking about it on BookTube and I just wasn't there. But Holly still talks about the series and I just love it because it is such a great feminist series, and it's just great seeing the passion radiate out of her and the love for it when she is talking about this feminist book series. Holly seems very, very sweet when she's talking, and she does a video series called Tea Talks. I think she's done 3 episodes of it now, where it's basically just a chill discussion video where she talks about something bookish or some bookish kind of topic, such as why she doesn't buy many books, and I'm kind of obsessed with that. I think it's a proper skill to be able to make a book tag interesting, and Holly actually has that skill. Not that Gabby doesn't, because I just mentioned her and I know that she's done a couple of book tags too. But when I think of Holly, I'm like, someone who is really able to make a book tag interesting. Leanne is one of those people who I associate with liking poetry, which I don't feel like there's many people like that on BookTube. Like, maybe there's like a poetry tube or something, but Leanne has done like hauls and stuff and she's included poetry books, and she even did a specific poetry haul. So I'm kind of obsessed with that. She's done some interesting discussion videos as well, such as why Amazon and Kindle are really problematic, and I had no idea that there was like any issue with Amazon. I was just like, oh yeah, Amazon are great, they're like probably too big of a company and have a bit of a monopoly over all the other online sellers, but sure, you know, Salgy. And then turns out they're really problematic. I'll just let you watch her videos so that I don't have to explain it myself, but if you're interested, they are problematic. And something that I absolutely love is that Leanne is doing a video series called What Happened to My Hauls. Now, if I can try and describe it myself, it's basically, from what I gathered, she's looking at the hauls that she's done over the years and then reading the books that she didn't get to in those hauls, like in her monthly hauls. So say in January she read the books that she didn't get to read in January 2017 in a haul, or January 2016. She can correct me if I'm wrong on that in the comments if she sees this, but you know, that's what I gathered from What Happened to My Hauls, and I thought that was a really clever idea, taking your past content and being like, oh yeah, so I can still engage with this because I made this list of books that I was going to read in January and I can read them again in this January. I just thought that was a really clever idea, and it was a really cool name for the series, What Happened to My Hauls. Like, Aoife reads more than anyone I know. Like literally I cannot get over the amount of books she reads in a week. It's probably like same amount of books she reads in a month I will read in a year, literally. Like it's crazy. She doesn't even do monthly wrap-ups. It's literally weekly because she has so many books to get through in a week. I'm amazed. I'm constantly amazed. Aoife posts a lot of hauls and TBRs and I'm like, I actually like them. Not to be mean or anything, but like I think a lot of people do it very kind of badly. I suppose they're quite mediocre videos, whereas Aoife is actually very interesting, and she also does library hauls, which I see barely anybody doing, so I'm obsessed with that. I feel like Aoife is really positive. Like when I think of her, I'm like, she's a positive person. She's also got a really lovely sweet voice as well, which I think probably helps. Like, you know, when like a child says that they just murdered someone and you're like, ah, but they're still a child and they still have a cute voice, so it doesn't sound actually awful. So not that I'm saying that she has a childlike voice or that she sounds like the type of person that would murder someone, but you know what I'm saying. She also has a series called Walk and Talk where she has gone out and just talked to the camera. It's very casual, very chatty while she's walking her dog, and it's really, really enjoyable. You can really feel how much she loves animals by how much she loves her dog, which is something that I love. I love animals as well, so seeing someone else be like, oh yeah, I love animals on BookTube, that is something that I absolutely adore. So if you like animals and you like BookTube, you may like Aoife. No, you will like Aoife. You will definitely like Aoife. I know what you're thinking. Oh my god, Jessica, this is so much gender inequality because where are the men and where... Well, lucky for you, I'm going to talk about Dustin now, who's probably one of the kindest men on BookTube. He's very sporadic in uploading, I won't even lie. He doesn't upload very frequently, but he's like me where like it's just a random video, but it's definitely worth the wait. He also posts videos that are like collection videos, and I love that. I've never collected anything, so seeing that he has like collections of like choose your own adventure books, I'm like, wow, because like it's a collection. Maybe I'm the only person who's ever amazed at the fact that people can collect things, but I just think that's like really incredible because I'm like, I can't collect things, I break things. He also really likes Star Trek. I don't really know Star Trek, but it's cool seeing someone be so passionate about something that you don't really understand. So if you like Star Trek, you will like Dustin, I'm assuming. I don't know if there's a really big divide between Star Trek fans or anything. Like in Pokemon, you see a divide because some people are like, oh my god, the early generations are the best. And then other people are like, oh my god, later generations are the best. And like, I don't know if Star Trek has a similar divide for whatever reason, but if you like Star Trek, you should like Dustin. And also he talks about books as well. I feel like I'm not really emphasizing the bookish parts of people. I'm like, oh, Aoife does vlogs, Gabby talks about films. I'm like, well, these people all talk about books too. I just want to tell you who they are because I really like who they are. I'm like, yeah, these people are great. So those are just some of the booktubers I want to give a shout out to. I'm thinking about making this a monthly thing or maybe a bi-monthly thing. And by bi-monthly I mean like every second month, not twice a month. But that's what I'm thinking about. So let me know if you'd be interested in seeing any more booktube shout outs, and I will get right on that next month, not this month because I've already done the one for this month. Or maybe you'll have to wait 2 months if I do go for the bi-monthly thing. We'll see what happens. But make sure you subscribe so that you can actually find out what happens in this thrilling saga of when the next BookTuber Shoutouts videos will be. I also talk about mental health, feminism and young adult fiction. By mental health and feminism, I mean those in books, not just like generally in a very broad sense. Mental health and feminism in books. I feel like that's a really difficult thing to always clarify, but yeah, anyway, I've done the clarification. Thanks very much for watching. Slán.